Coach, how exciting is it to be a part of a group of girls like this, so excited to go to the NCAA tournament?
Well, it's really exciting, and it's exciting that it's been exciting all year long. And then after this weekend, with how it turned out, at the end, great game between two teams, and our kids just kept fighting. And with the atmosphere that was here at home, it was just really exciting. I'm really proud of those kids for doing what they've done this year.
Coach, talk about the turnaround from this team when you took over. They won 5 games. Last year you didn't make the conference tournament. This year you won it. What'd you do?
Well, last year there's a lot of uncontrollable things that happened with injuries and different things. I think we had 9 different injuries, and that just, at school, this size, that's hard to overcome. But, this year the kids they're really strong together. The chemistry's really good, and, I think that had a big part in what we've done this year.
Now, how big was, how'd you get that team chemistry going? There's a small group of girls out there, so they had to play together as one.
Well, there's 15 kids, and that's the least amount of kids we've had since we've started. And, I think they just got to where they trusted each other. And, we started off really well at the beginning of the season, and I think the confidence just grew from there. And, I think the big thing was they just, they trusted each other. And, that's been a huge key.
Your first matchups against Lafayette. Talk about them. What do you know about them?
Well, they hit, and we've got to keep the ball in the park against them. We've talked, we've got some information on them, scouting reports and different things. We're putting it together now for trying to game plan for each hitter. But I'm really confident in our kids that they're going to be able to go down there and execute what we want to do. And if we come out there ready to play, I think we got a really good shot at winning the game.
What did you see in your kids' eyes when they were down to their last strike, and after winning, getting in that winner's bracket and having 2 chances to win 1 game, they're down to 1 strike, 1 out, obviously. What did you see in their eyes?
Well, just the same thing that we've seen all year. We've lost, I think 13 games this year, and I think 6 of those have been by 1 run. But we've also won a lot of 1-run ball games, and I think that has tested us and challenged us, and we've been in those situations before. And I knew, when we got the bottom of the lineup on, we had 3 juniors at the top of our lineup, with Tara, Callie, and Bree. And I felt really confident in those kids that they were going to be able to make a difference in the game when we got to that point. So I was really confident in that. And Callie, had got the game-winning hit against them the weekend before. When they did that, they walked the batter in front of her, and she always battles, and we were real confident in her, and I think the team knew that we could do it because we've done it before.
We asked the girls about not losing consecutive games very often this year, and I know a lot of good teams do that, but from your point of view, what have you seen that has made them bounce back?
Well, I think the trust issue. I think everybody is here to do the best they can. I think everybody knows each other. They've got each other's backs. And, when somebody's not pulling the weight, they trust each other to get their minds right and to come together, in the hard times. And, they know that everybody's back and nobody's giving up on them, with our team. And I think that's a huge thing with, our kids keeping their confidence up, because they know that their teammates have got their back.
How long did you let them celebrate that win and clinching a tournament berth before they said, okay, time to focus on this weekend?
Well, I'd say we're still probably celebrating a little bit after how we did it. We're focused on what we've got to do. We know we got to go down to UL. We're not satisfied with just being here. We've got to come out here and try to take the next step for this program and win a regional game. And it starts with game 1, and that's really what our focus is on. We talked about it a little bit yesterday at practice, and we got a big day today with our game planning practice. So hopefully, everybody is healthy and ready to go down there this weekend, and if they are, then I feel like our kids will be ready to play.
The letting them keep celebrate thing, for someone that hasn't seen your team a lot, is that something that's been key, keeping them loose, not say, okay, you can't show any emotion anymore, we got to be focused? Is this a loose group? Did they play better loose?
Definitely. We've talked about that all year long. The game is the same no matter where we're playing. The game's the same, and we just got to go out there and play our game. And the reason why these kids are here is because we knew that they were good players, and we didn't want to change them when we brought them here. We wanted them just to do what they do, and they'll fit into the process of the program. So that is a huge thing. We can't go out there scared to make a mistake, not to lose. We got to go out there to win the game, and when we do that, we're really a tough team.
40 wins in a conference championship, that's something that's going to these girls are always going to remember. You feel that reaching that goal is going to help them stay loose and play well in a stage like this, or are they going to feel more pressured?
I think they're going to stay loose. I think now, instead of thinking that they can do it, I think they know they can do it. I think that was a huge hurdle that we overcome this weekend, and I really believe that's going to help them in the future.
Also talk about your pitching. You said you need to keep the ball in the park against these bats that UL has. Talk about your pitching, what they need to do for that to be done.
Well, I mean, we've got a good staff. I mean, we've got 2 kids that made second team all conference and they had under 2 ERAs. We're going to have to keep them off balance. And we're going to have to hit the spots that it calls for against each hitter that they have. So and I feel comfortable in that. We've got a great defense. We're a really balanced team. We don't have Lafayette's probably their strong point is going to be their hitting. Same way with Sam Houston this past weekend. They had 340 team batting average, top 10 in the country. But we're balanced, so we're going to keep coming at them in all phases of the game. And I think that they're going to have to win the game. I think that you're going to get 2 good ball teams going at it, and somebody's going to have to get a break here or there to win it.
After what Mike did with basketball and what tennis did this spring, and now you guys, is there a different vibe around the athletic office?
Oh, I definitely. I think I've seen it over the past 2 years. I've been here 5 years, and the last 2 years we got the new Brooke and the stores are over at women's basketball, and Lane's come in with baseball. I think everybody's just positive and everybody's behind each other, and I think there's going to be a lot of great things come out of the athletic department over the next few years.
All right, Tara, I'm going to just talk about you guys getting here to this NCAA Regionals.
Well, from day one, we said that the way we were going to be successful is playing as a team. And it started with the weight room. We had a little, motto, win as one on our workout sheets. So I think we kind of took that to heart. And every time we break out, we say together we're better. And I think that took us a long way in the season.
Win as one, you guys kind of have a small team, so you do have to win as one. How did you guys kind of go through that from day one?
Well, when you do have small numbers like we have, it is much easier with girls to get along and really buy into what we're trying to do, and that's to win games. And when it comes down, to the last inning of the ball game, like we all are pulling for each other, it's where we feel like a team, and nobody carries all the pressure because we know the girl behind us is going to take care of it.
Yeah, talk about this first matchup here. You guys have the Raging Cajuns. You played them before last year. Just talk about what you know about that team.
Well, they have big bats. They're good hitters. I think the advantage to that we have is we also have good pitching. So if our pitchers do what they're capable of and they can keep the ball in the park, then our hitting is good as well. So if we hit the ball like we're capable, then we should be all right.
You lead the team in batting average. You're also a leadoff girl. So how important is it for you to get on base early and try to get home, score some runs early, and get you guys the lead?
Well, it is very important for me to, be on base to get the runs scored. But 1 through 9, it's not just about me. It's about every single one of us. And if I don't get my job done, there's 8 other people that are going to.
You guys feel that you have to score quick and early. You had some come from behind dramatics over the weekend, but
yes.
Do you feel that you can play their style, that kind of game, the big runs with them when you have to get in front early?
Well, I think if we play hard for 7 innings, I think we're, going to do what we've done all season, playing together and believing in each other that we're going to get the job done.
Talk about playing in Tiger Park. LSU, a lot of fans, big crowds. Talk about that.
Well, we've played in that stadium before, and yes, they have a bigger program. It's an SEC school, so it is a big stage. But all year long, we've played on that stage. So going into it, I don't think it'll be any more pressure than what we've experienced, especially in the conference tournament. So I think that the stage is going to be kind of the same, and we'll be able to handle it.
Talk about the double elimination format. You guys, every time you guys have gotten down and got beat, it seems like you regroup, find a way to win the next game. Talk about how big that is in a tournament like this.
Well, that started with our first tournament We went to ULM and we lost to UC Santa Barbara. And something we talked about after that loss was, hey, like, let's be that team to not give 2 in a row. So let's bounce back. Let's find a way. We're not going to give up 2 back-to-back games.
What do you, besides the mindset, what is the key? I mean, to coming back? I mean, is it refocusing? I mean, you can say, hey, let's not be that team, but really, what has been the key besides that this year?
I think a little self-check, coming together after and saying, like, well, we just need to relax. Like, we weren't playing our game. When we don't play our game, it's because we're tight. And that's something that we need to remember is we've got to stay loose, stay together, and just relax and play the ball that we know how. And I think that's been a big key in our success.
If you could finish the sentence, this team will be successful this weekend at LSU because
we stayed as a team. I think that if everyone pulls for each other, like, there is no way that we won't do what we are capable of doing if we stay together.
And home runs, you plan on bringing that big bat over to Baton Rouge?
I hope so. We're working hard every day, working before and after practice with Locke, every day, just keeping it alive, just trying to keep it all together in one time. I mean, as a team, we always, work hard, and we all of us stay after and before practices to get more cuts in. So as a team, I think we'll do pretty good.
Lafayette has pretty good pitchers over there. How big is it for you guys to get the bats going early?
I know it may not be difficult, I mean, we've faced big pitchers before, we've faced bigger teams before. I think it's just, stepping stone for us to get better as a team.
You guys feel like you have to score runs early to kind of keep them on their toes, or do you feel like you can win a low-scoring game with the other girls?
I think we need to score early, score soon. I mean, they're going to be a big hitting team too. I think, we'll average with them pretty easily with bats.
You guys came from behind a couple times. Central Arkansas, you won the last at-bat. Sam Houston, you won the last at-bat. You going to be able to do that here, or do you guys feel like you have to be in front?
I think either way, if we're, 7th inning down by 5, I believe in my team that we will come back in 7th inning and win that game. So I believe in my team.
Just how important was it for you guys to survive your conference tournament and get this bid to regionals?
It's pretty great, I mean, we wake up 6 o'clock every morning, weights, running, all of our hard work's about to pay off.
Your teammate just said you guys have played, at LSU before, and you guys had a lot of fun with it. You feel the same way?
I do. We've been there plenty of times, especially as a sophomore. I mean, I know junior, they've been here way more times than I have, but I think we were pretty good with the atmosphere, and we know what's going to happen.
You guys played Lafayette last year, so you at least be a little familiar with them. What do you know about that team?
I mean, everybody knows the Raging Cajuns have that big bat, so, I mean, we just got to beat them early, beat them at their own game.
Well, what steps are you guys taking in preparation for them?
Live pitching during practice, and more batting practice, like before and after practice, so I think we'll be pretty good.
How did you get the nickname Bear?
When I was a kid, I was already 5'10", basically. So my last name is Bearfield too, so they just kind of added it on there.
You looked at any other opponents there, LSU, Central Connecticut, double elimination, so you're going to face one of those two for sure.
For sure. I mean, we're just taking one step at a time, one team at a time, see how we do.
How do you guys like the double elimination format a little bit better in tournament? Like he said earlier, you guys haven't lost, really 2 consecutive games. So that's big coming into a play like this.
It is very big. We still have to do what we need to do the first game. The extra game is there for the if game, just like this past weekend, but we like to make it a little interesting here.
I think we're just really excited because we've never gotten a chance to do this, and we're just ready to experience the whole thing together.
You guys had to battle through that tournament, especially you in the last game, 2 outs. As you get a hit or the season's over, talk about the pressure of that and, how that's going to relate to this upcoming tournament.
Well, I just think the whole game, not just that last at-bat, the whole game, we had to be in it the whole time. So I really wasn't thinking about anything, but, we just got to keep going. So.
How exciting is it going down there? There's you know, some familiar names down there. It's not like you're headed off to Idaho or something. I mean, a lot of Louisiana flavor down there. Is there some pride on the line as well as advancing in the tournament too?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool that we get to go and play teams. We've played ULL before, and so it's going to be interesting how it goes.
NSU doesn't have a very successful record against ULL. Talk about that.
I mean, that's the past. We're just trying to move on and do better in the future and do our best now, 'cause that's what matters.
What do you know about that team?
Not much right now. I just try and focus on who we're playing at the moment and what we're doing, so we'll know more later.
One thing I noticed this year, I think you guys have only lost back-to-back games 2 or 3 times. Obviously, in a tournament format, that's huge, not losing that second game. What's been the key to getting back after a loss this year and being really successful?
After a loss, we really come together as a team and we focus, okay, what do we need to work on now? And I think that's a huge thing for us. We're small in numbers and we always focus, okay, individually, what do we need to do? And as a team, how can we get better?
You mentioned small numbers. Just talk about how great of team chemistry you guys have. Since there are so little of you, how you guys bond so well.
I think, also we've been together for so long. We have a bunch of returners, and I think that knowing each other, playing together, and that we're small, it's really great how close we are on and off the field.
Talk about pressure situations again. How are you guys gonna, how big was that in the situations you were in to prepare? Because you know you're gonna be faced with several of those coming up this weekend.
Yeah, I think that's great preparation for what's to come. I mean, you never know what you're going to be given. It could be an easy game, hard, so I think the more pressure, the better we'll be able to handle it.
How about playing in a bigger stadium like at LSU?
We've played there before, my freshman year and before, last year, and it's really fun. I like it. It's nice.
Think it's gonna be a little easier, since you said it's fun, you can be a little bit more relaxed.
Hopefully. I mean, I think we've all been in that stadium for sure and other stadiums before, so, with the crowd and all that, we can handle it, so it'd be nice.
Talk about making the NCAA tournament, no matter what sport it is in college, that's the goal. I mean, and I understand there's not, 50 million people watching it like a BCS championship game, but for the athletes itself, it doesn't matter. This was your goal, and this is the ultimate goal for a team game. Just talk about making an NCAA tournament.
I mean, it's a great feeling. We are so happy, and especially to be with these group of girls that we've been playing with and struggling and having great victories. It's great for all of us.
What does it mean to the school this year? They've had 3 NCAA tournament bids in the athletic, just in the team department, athletics, and I know NSU in recent years has struggled to find that spark, but 3 teams in the NCAA tournament, that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, for a school, it's amazing. We're really happy about it, and I mean, we just hope to keep improving and doing great.